Today on The Insiders, we'll reveal the agonizing legal ramifications of alleged child abuse.
I have spent my life savings, I've put every ounce of energy I've had in this legal battle for the last 7 years of my life for my children.
A senator will introduce legislation that could help America compete in the global marketplace.
And we can win it. We're still today the greatest economy in the world, but we're being challenged, particularly from Asia, in ways that we've not been challenged since the end of the Second World War.
And on the Waste Watch, Alan Keyes will expose some extravagant military benefits.
We ought to make life easier for our men and women serving in dangerous or isolated places, but not when those places include Washington, D.C., for example.
I'm Jack Anderson in Washington. Welcome to The Insiders. In an earlier report, we told you of the efforts to reunite families that have been separated by false accusations of child abuse. Today, we'll tell the story of one Kansas woman who fought all the way to the United States Supreme Court for justice. Naomi Balvey has the story.
Elisa Cosgrove is one of thousands of parents who have had their parental rights severed by state social services as a result of child abuse proceedings. The determination to remove children from the home rests solely with the social service departments. No due process is afforded the accused, and no jury hears evidence in making a decision to put children in foster care.
In the state of Kansas, a child can be kept away from its parents till the age of 21 years old. The interesting thing about my case is even though my ex-husband came forth and told the courts that he lied, it doesn't really matter. They've already reached the conclusion in their mind that I'm guilty, even though I've been totally exonerated and proven innocent.
I believe that if the Supreme Court rules favorably in this case, that it will have a tremendous impact nationwide in child abuse cases. First of all, in their outcome, because we will have impartial juries listening to the evidence and determining the facts and the outcome, rather than individual judges who, for one reason or another, may have particular prejudices against the individual. As in Ms. Cosgrove's case, the judge certainly was prejudiced against her personally. I think it will ultimately then lead to changes in the state procedures, and it will require a great deal of accountability in the states in severing parental rights.
Our inside sources confirm reports of investigations into Kansas Social Services actions in such cases, as well as the skyrocketing cost of this system to taxpayers. In addition, the judge who severed Cosgrove's parental rights is no longer chief of staff in the agency's legal department.
It's amazing that this has not come before the Supreme Court previously. I think the reason that it is becoming even more important today is because of the attitude against child abuse now. It's such an outrageous thing to hear about, and such a stigma has become attached to anyone who is accused of child abuse, guilty or not guilty, that it is necessary that procedures be implemented to assure justice and fairness in the trials.
Only a small percentage of cases filed are ever heard by the U.S. Supreme Court, but Elisa Cosgrove is desperate to get her children back, and she has placed all of her confidence and resources in the highest court of justice in the nation.
I have spent my life savings, I've put every ounce of energy I've had in this legal battle for the last 7 years of my life for my children.
The Supreme Court doesn't accept many cases in which petitions for certiorari are filed, I think about 2%. After all the time that I've spent on this, I am very confident that this is an issue they cannot ignore.
Legally, there's no other court in the land that's any higher than the Supreme Court. So, in regards to this being the highest court in the land, this will be my last-ditch effort legally to be able to overturn the decision.
We filed a petition for certiorari asking the Supreme Court to hear arguments and make a determination whether or not the individual states are required under the United States Constitution to allow a jury trial to parents who are having their parental rights severed by the states.
Many state social service departments have come under attack for failure to handle child abuse cases with appropriate action. While some children are apparently wrongfully taken from their homes, others are left in abusive homes far too long. Reports of children dying at the hands of an abusive parent are not uncommon. Although accurate figures are hard to come by, In the state of Virginia alone, in 1989, 34 children died under these circumstances. According to Barbara Bryant, who represents the Virginia chapter of Pro Vocal, this figure indicates an alarming rise in violence against children. Bryant champions accountability for state agencies' action, or lack of action. She helped to organize a demonstration in the nation's capital last spring. Parents wrongfully accused of child abuse who are also struggling to reunite their families protested the actions of their state social services.
It's an issue both of due process and accountability. There's just no responsibility. We left another country hundreds of years ago, and this is the beginning of the 215th year of our Declaration of Independence. We declared that we wanted to get away from sovereign immunity, yet we've recreated it within our states. Children are not really being protected. It's the tax funds that are being protected.
No decision on this petition will be made until after the Supreme Court reconvenes in October. Elisa Cosgrove still faces a long wait for the wheels of justice to act on her case. And before it's all over, it could be another year or two before she can be reunited with her children. Can she withstand this final wait for justice?
Whatever's necessary. Whatever's necessary.
For the Insiders, this is Naomi Balvay.
Thank you, Naomi. Coming up, Dale Van Anna with another exclusive story. Stay tuned.